ever have it that you record a whole vlog and you realize you forgot to turn the microphone on? Nope. I've done that. So take two. Here we go. It's Motzei Shabbos, Saturday night. It's late at night. We got a week that terrifies me ahead of me. I felt like a pit in my stomach. Right now I'm feeling a little excited, but earlier I was feeling terrified just by the sheer amount of stuff that has to happen this week. But right now I just did like a lot of things. I'm feeling good about it. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to link collagen casings because they're not behaving like natural casings because they're different. Little of a difficulty, but I wanted to talk about something else tonight. I just want to talk about this beer that I'm drinking, this crystal clear beer that is really refreshing and really enjoyable. It's a Berliner Weiss, so it's just a cool kind of beer. I want to talk to you about it. In short, this is a sour beer. Most beer can be on the tart spectrum, but is never really actually sour. This is lemonade sour. This is actual lemonade sour. This comes from a bacterial fermentation from Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is a kind of bacteria that makes yogurt sour, makes pickle sour, makes sauerkraut sour. It makes sourdough sour. So normally brewers keep bacteria really far away from their beer because they just want yeast to eat the sugar, make the alcohol, and not be affected by bacteria. This is a different style. It's a low alcohol style from Germany called a Berliner Weiss, which is Berlin wheat beer, or Berlin white beer, which is a wheat beer. It's half wheat. It's no bitterness whatsoever because hops generally prevent bacteria from working, which is why one of the reasons people put in put in hops always was to prevent the bacteria. So there's no bitterness from the hops. It's sour from added bacteria. Now this is what's called a kettle sour. Kettle sour is where you make your wort, which is like really sweet beer liquid. And normally you'd add yeast then, which will turn the sugar to alcohol. In this case, you'd add bacteria and no yeast. You wait about 2 days for it to turn sour and still sweet. You then cook it up to prevent the bacteria from sticking around because they're scary for brewers. Add yeast, and then it turns into alcohol. That's considered the cheating way of making, according to some. Brewers fight about this all day, of making sours because it's not alive at the time that you drink it. It doesn't have any of the bacteria left. It's not going to age in the bottle, if you will. Real sours, people say, are spontaneously fermented beers where they're just gather stuff from the air and it just went. Or stuff, even if you added it, you let it go. You didn't kill it out. You cannot cook up bacteria if there's any... Can't do this trick of like kind of cooking it up if there's any fermentation that happened from the yeast because you can't cook up alcohol. So this is a kettle sour. That was the plan. It didn't go to plan because I've had a really hard time brewing this style. A really hard time brewing this style because I don't know, it just didn't go well. The first batch came out, I did it once, it came out really good. Second batch, which I called Where is Eliezer Berlander Weiss? Which might be offensive to people, I'm sorry. Came out really bad and I had to throw it out. It's just a whole different setup kind of fermentation that I'm not used to. The next beer that I tried to make was called Redemption Berliner Weiss, and that one also went bad. So this batch actually came out well. It was the one after Redemption Berliner Weiss. We call this one Shoptai Berliner Weiss because it was after the false redemption, which is just a nerdy, not funny thing in my head. This one, though, did spontaneously ferment. By the time I came to put the yeast in 2 days later, it had already found yeast in the air and fully fermented it. And it's pretty cool because I wasn't able to cook it up. So this is not actually a kettle sour. It's still alive. It's probiotic. It's like eating vitamins and whatnot. And it's super refreshing. All right, here's to a week of chaos and vlogging and like the customer service guys on the phone always say, living a dream, living a dream. Here's to living a dream. Shabbat Tov, y'all.